Welcome to the Dog Jug, Roger and Ross. How's it going tonight?
Doing great.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Wow, you guys seem really enthused.
Well, it just came off a softball, a little worn out, but I had a
heard,
big life moment during my game. My first home run in baseball or softball in my life.
Wow.
Over the fence.
Were your eyes closed when you flung the bat?
So don't let your dreams be dreams. You could always get better, even at the age of 32.
Awesome. Ross is like, all I do is hit dingers and sell socks, and I'm all out of socks today. And he left the yard, man. Beautiful.
Wow. Is that on the podcast tonight?
Who?
That was an headline. Damn it. Anyway, we've got a great show for you guys. Thanks for joining us on the Dog Jug. We went deep in preparation today, so it's going to be fun. And why don't we get the party started with the Dog Jug updates?
There we go.
All right. According to a source, one NFL player lost $8 million betting on non-NFL games, which is perfectly legal. I actually know who this was, and I have to admit I'm shocked. With his total unathletic profile, I would never have guessed he played professional football. And I knew you sucked at gambling. But Andy, $8 million? You have kids, goddammit.
Yeah. The losses pile up. Whatever. Congrats to the Vegas Golden Knights for finally getting the monkey off their back and winning a championship. Dog Jug feels the happiest for that amazing Vegas fan base who stuck by their team through all the highs and the lows, never giving up. And look at them now. And just remember when Vegas formed all those years ago, the Browns were on their second year of Pucifer, just two shitty coaches behind our current shitty coach. And now the Golden Knights are currently planning their victory parade. And this is why I drink.
Yeah, that'll do it. Peyton Hillis spoke about his rescue attempt from a Florida rip current of his son and niece that resulted in him spending 10 days on a respirator and 2 weeks of intense therapy. And he said it was 100% of a miracle that nobody died. Peyton, we love you. We love you here at the Dog Jug, but we got to keep it real. It's 95% a miracle nobody died, and it's 100% a miracle you made the man cover after just 2/3 of a good season on one of the shittiest Brown teams in history. That's a miracle.
When asked about the new offense, Lamar Jackson told reporters that Coach Harbaugh gave him advice to start speaking more and that he's going to try to be more of a vocal leader to teammates. The Dog Jug continues to contend that this new contract will be a disaster, as we can report. Harbaugh wasn't encouraging you to speak more. He meant try enunciating your mush mouth. Enunciating.
He is a little hard to understand. Congrats to the Denver Nuggets, who dominate the Miami Heat and proved if you build a great team that learns how to play together over a couple seasons and manage to stay healthy with the same coaching staff and system, you can slowly transform into a juggernaut that looks unstoppable. Meanwhile, all the Cavs fans are bitching we should trade our best player for rooting for his hometown baseball team, that we can't win with the current starting lineup, and we need to fire JB for getting out-coached in one playoff series. Clevelanders are the best fans in sports, my ass, and this is why I drink.
So, Perry-Ann Winfrey had his recent assault charges dropped, which should get him out of the doghouse and back into the good graces with the coaching staff. The only kink seems to be, with all the additions to the tackle room, I have a better chance of making this team, so go bark on somebody else's practice squad, you asshole.
And that is the Dog Jug updates. Wow.
Man.
Dude,
that was solid for a last-minute right.
Thank you. Perry-Ann Winfrey's going to come and find you, Roger. You can't call him an asshole. He's a scary man.
I'm ready for him.
All right, Perry-Ann, you just got called out. Your move.
That's right. Come on, Dog Jug.
Oh, that was fun. So there you have it. The Dog Jug update. I think now it is time that we just bring on our featured guest. Roger, You found this guest. Why don't you introduce him?
All right. We're bringing on Jordan tonight. He recently joined Network 216, and he came in the same time as Zach Weiss came in and has a Cavs podcast. And when they came in on the same day, I thought they came because I'm old. I don't pay attention. I nap a lot. And I thought they were both on the Cavs show. But what he does is he does Cleveland betting. He's Ross, you know all about it. Why don't you bring Jordan in? He's a big Cleveland sports fan and a member of 216. So why don't we bring him in?
Right.
I had him working on a podcast that he didn't work on.
Jordan, welcome to the Dog Jug. So happy
What's
to
going
have
on,
you.
guys? What's going on? Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Would you call Perrion Winfrey an asshole?
Honestly, no, I would not. He's a little bit bigger than me. I don't want that beef. I'll take the smart route on that one.
Nice. Thank you for joining. So you are a big bettor, right?
Yes. I am. Me and Zach, we kind of bet together. We tail a lot. We do a lot of bets together. We go off some other guys based off some Discords, data sheets that they put up and stuff, and then we use some of our own data sheets that we put together. But and when we put a lot of work into it, but I think, as you guys all know, betting is a straight hit or miss.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes, and the losses can add up. But me and Zach have had some decent winners, so. But hopefully, if we can get on the right page here, and him and I can really get something going, then it can really take off, just not for the network, but for him and I as well. So.
Nice. Well, for me, I am personally down $8 million this year, which is pretty terrible. They only had gambling since January. So I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you give me a winning bet that I can go make right now that I can place, like on tomorrow's Guardians, perhaps?
For the Guardians game tomorrow?
Or, yeah, here's a good question. Do you do more parlays or do you just do single bets?
So it depends. Lately, me and Zach have been real focused on doing straight bets and like doing account winners that way, and just kind of starting to build the account that way. We can do like $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 down on single parlay bets, or even multi-leg parlay bets. So whatever we choose it to be. But if you really want to lock for tomorrow, I'd have to say a Jose home run.
Jose home run, nice.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna.
Yeah, so I've got on my FanDuel account, I've got $1.75. So my goal is throughout this show, I'm going to place $1.75 of live bets, and we'll see where we're at the end of the show. So I might randomly ask you for advice.
Okay.
It might just be a completely gut. We're not going to use a lot of data in this. We're only talking about $1.75.
I got you.
What's the biggest parlay you've ever hit?
$5 for 800.
Wow.
Oh, how
Nice.
many legs did that parlay have?
It was 5, and it was 4 unders and 1 over for the Kings game.
Oh wow, nice! You bet it all in one game.
Yeah.
I think I've had one. It was probably a 5 or 6 leg parlay where we put a couple bucks on and we won like 800. And that's an amazing feeling when you're watching that last one. It's pressure situation.
No, it really is. And then Zach and I had a nice one. We hit on a home run parlay about like 2 weeks ago. It was we bet $2.50 and won $4.50. So that was pretty nice.
Wow. Well, right now it doesn't look like you can bet that specifically Jose Ramirez home run, but I encourage everyone to go out and place that bet when it gets up probably later tonight.
Yeah, if not, I'll definitely be up early tomorrow morning and stuff like that.
What kind of a payout is the Jose Ramirez home run on a typical game?
Depends. Normally his varies between like a plus 300 to like a plus 450.
Nice. All right. So if I put $25 on that could be like $80 back. Like,
yeah, might be able to. Yeah.
What are some good Cleveland Browns futures bet that you would embrace?
I would definitely say first game out, Deshaun Watson first touchdown score.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I think he rushes the ball a lot this year out of shotgun. I think it's gonna be a lot of RPO plays, and we're gonna try to fool the defense. Like I was listening to a podcast today, and I think it was I forget who said it, but they said that the way that they run their offense is when they run their RPO plays is to fool the defense on basically if they're going to run or pass. But it's such a last-second decision that the quarterback has to make. And it's just based off that defensive read, and that's why they succeed at it. And I think it was Travis Kelce talking about with Patrick Mahomes and stuff like that.
Well,
Nice. All right, so go ahead and bet that Deshaun Watson will be the first person to score in that game. That should be a pretty big payout. 2 years ago, I think I had DPJ to score the first touchdown, and that hit. That was a big one.
Yep.
Nice.
do you do baseball?
We just talked about baseball, Roger.
Yeah, that's nice.
I mean, do you,
Turn your
Well, I meant-
hearing aids up, man.
like what would I want to bet? I want to place a bet that Texas Rangers are going to win the World Series. Like, would I be better off like to do a part? Like if
I mean, no,
should
you're
I just bet
better.
it straight up? Like,
Yeah, you're better doing straight up and maybe throwing like $1 on it or something like that.
I don't even know what
I don't even know what the odds are. I haven't even checked any World Series winner odds because based off how the season's looking right now, I mean, I feel like who knows if the A's continue what they're doing, they may shock us all.
I think the Texas Rangers are the best team in baseball this year, and
Okay.
I hope the Guardians win. But man, the Rangers are tough.
I'll
And
say
if I were
what,
going to bet on anything, I'd bet that they'd win the World Series. This far.
if you're real confident on that, I'd go throw $10 on it right now before the odds start to get a little bit more crazy.
So at poker, I play poker with a group of guys, and I was very intoxicated. And one of the guys was talking shit about the Browns, so I was trying to get him to make an over/under. He finally established that 9 would be the push. I have the over 9 wins. He's got the under, and I put $2,000, the number that I eventually came up with. He took that bet. Now, is that a good bet, or am I an idiot?
Nah, I think you're solid because I have us at over like 12 wins. I have us going 14-3, so you're solid on that.
Hey, Jordan, you're welcome
Someone
back.
play the schedule game.
I'm coming to you, man.
That's awesome.
I just saved $5. Talk me out. He straightened me out on that.
The good news is he's lost like probably $3,000 over the past year to me. So if we don't hit, he's just getting his money back. Somewhere.
Right.
But wow, 12, 13 wins. I'll take. You can come on the Dog Chug anytime. We love homers on the show.
Yeah.
I got a feeling this year's our year. That type feeling. That's all.
I mean, it does feel like they had one hell of an offseason.
MC.
That's best off season I've ever seen by him. So
I'm usually very high in the off season, so I sound ridiculous saying that.
It's hype season now.
You know the.
Put the Cavs win total next year if you had to project what you think it's going to be.
I think it really just depends on how the offseason goes. I really think that we're struggling at finding a really solid 3-player, someone who can really play that 3-and-D wing. I don't think we have that at all, and that's what we really struggled at last year. If you look at some of the teams that really succeeded this year and was able to advance in the playoffs, they really had the 3-point shooters, especially at the wing spot. I mean, Caleb Martin from Miami really stepped up. I mean, that was huge. Michael Porter Jr. stepped up all the playoffs, minus the finals, but, he really stepped up, and I think that's what we really need. So if we can do that, and JB, I think it's a make-or-break year for him based off how last year went in the first-round exit, but if we can do the offseason right, there's no reason why we can't win 55 games.
Whoa! Love it.
Nice.
But that all depends on our players taking that next step. Garland, we signed him to that max contract. He's got to take that next step.
Yep.
Spider, we know what he can produce. Mobley's got to take that next step, and Allen's got to be more aggressive.
Love it. All right. Well, I'm super excited. I can't wait to bet Jose to hit a dinger tomorrow. And if it doesn't hit, I'm going to find you faster than Carolyn Winfrey is going to find Roger.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to move it along to oh, no, wait. Hold on. Before I do that, geez. I'm not even following that script. Welcome to the Dog Chug Sherry.
Hello.
I brought
Sherry's
her out.
back.
Announcement. Sherry, welcome back. Thank you for coming back on. We love when you come on. Although I'm a little cross with you.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
She like berated me into betting her.
Oh no! I did not.
Calm
I
down.
texted
Hey, hold on.
you.
I'll give you your
I
time to talk.
texted-
You let me talk.
Fuck, go ahead. Proceed.
Jordan, she basically put a gun to my head to bet $100 that the Florida Panthers are going to win that series, which obviously they did not. Now, first of all, was that a dumb bet?
I don't know anything about hockey, but what I do know is a good team when I see it, and Vegas was the team to bet on.
Okay, so he's essentially saying it's a dumb bet. Sure.
Yes.
Now, Sherry, I want to be fair. I know that I'm an adult. I'm a grown-ass man. I made the bet. I listened to you. I have a lot of faith in you. I shouldn't have listened to you, but I did. But I don't want to be mad at you. So I'm going to give you the chance to work off your debt. So you're going to have to give me something to bet on. And we're going to work off that $100 for the next couple of weeks.
I'm still scared you're gonna break my knees.
I'm not going to break your knees. I'm not a violent person, but I am going to be very upset with you if you continue to make me lose money. So give me a winner right now. What should I put money on? Obviously, you can't do Jose Ramirez hitting a home run. I'm already going to bet that. But anything else?
Okay.
You can
I do believe there's a hot dog eating contest on July 4th. I'd put some money on Joey Chestnut.
do you have anything that's like going to happen before we air next week?
I'm still like coming off like a big upset, Andy, so it's hard for me to pivot that quickly.
All right. Well,
So
we'll think about it till the end of the show. You got to come up with something, though. Or maybe you can tweet it at me and I'll bet it tomorrow.
all right,
If you want to do
all right.
that.
I'm thinking.
But
Well, she,
I want to forgive you, but to do that, I have to be whole. You got to give me that hundo back.
Okay.
I already lost $8 million. I can't lose $8 million in
$8
$100.
million
It's too
and
much.
$100.
Who you been drafting?
That gets you kicked out of the house. That $8 million, but it's that
She's
100.
already upset with me that I lost $8 million of our dollars. And now that I've lost another 100, she's going to be pissed. So you got to fix this for me, Sherry.
Okay.
She's moved. She's over there at the Illegal Ham to the Face podcast now, so she doesn't spend a lot of time working on the dog chug anymore.
Well, she doesn't need to work on the dog show. We bring her in and we
I
make
know.
her.
I give her a hard time.
She makes the
No,
dog.
it's
chug.
not work if you're having fun, okay? She doesn't work for the
true.
dog chug.
Sherry's great. I love Sherry. I just don't like when
Yes.
she makes me make a dumb bet. And Jordan would have talked me out of it. All right, we're gonna move it along to our little game we play on this podcast called Spit Sip Chug. It was famously coined by the great Eddie Columbus. I'm gonna make a statement, and we're all gonna go around the horn. If you strongly agree, Jordan, when it's your turn, you're gonna chug your drink and explain why. If you strongly disagree, you're gonna spit and explain why. And if you're somewhere in the middle, you're gonna sip. Sound easy enough?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're all going to be in consensus here, but we'll start with Roger. Roger, you are allowed to sip today. We're opening sipping for you. Sometimes we don't let him sip.
Oh, okay, good.
First statement is the Cavs need to start thinking about trading Donovan Mitchell now.
I'm going to take full advantage of the sip.
When I say that, I don't mean they have to trade him like today. I mean they have
No, I get it. That they should start thinking about the future. And yeah, I'm going to sip on it, Andy. I understand the question. I would have spit on it had it been they need to trade him right now. I'm sipping on it because I think that, first of all, I'm wearing the shirt. I'm wearing Donovan shirt tonight in support of him going to his favorite baseball team and wearing it. Listen, if I played basketball in another city, I'd be at a Guardians game throwing out the first pitch in a Guardians jersey saying I want to play for the Cavaliers. That's hard. Should the Cavaliers think about trading him? I think before he's not going to resign here. What do we have? 2 years left? I mean, he has 2 more years, right? This coming season
2 more
and the
years
next.
and then a player option the
Right.
year. Or third
So
year.
I believe, depending on where the season goes, which I fully expect him to be in the hunt for a conference championship next year, because Jordan covered everything that needs to be done. So I think they should keep an eye on what they can get for Donovan Mitchell before he leaves outright in free agency, because he's not going to come and re-sign with the Cavaliers. So I'm simple.
All right. George, where do you land on this one?
I got to sit too.
All right. Oh, man.
I really got to agree with Roger on this one. It's really like the same type situation. I mean, you know that he's not going to resign here, but like at the same time, we do have a team that can really win now. But I mean, can they really win now if they don't step up is the same question. And then you waste all of Donovan Mitchell's years, and then you just let him walk in free agency and get nothing in return. So you really got to walk that thin line of how is the rest of the team progressing around him. And I think that's what it really boils down to.
All right. Ross.
Well, I'm going to spit. I mean, there's a part of me that I think he's made it pretty obvious, and it's not fun to see that he definitely is not going to re-sign here. It seems incredibly obvious, but maybe he's just being a New York fan, but there's other things he's doing, like hanging out with a lot of executives in New York and all that, different sports teams. But I'm spitting because, I mean, the reason we made the trade was to, we're going for a championship, and this unfortunately was like an experimental year to see what we can do with him. We had a very good year, and we could have an even better year with him again. So there's no reason to not have him go one more season with us. Maybe after that you consider trading him, but this season you got to have him play one more season. That's why I'm spitting.
He needs to play well. Really?
And yeah.
Yeah, so for me on this one, I mean, Donovan Mitchell is kind of that superstar level. We Cavs need to focus on making this team as great as it could be, giving him every reason to want to be here. Even if he doesn't, this year should be about continuing to have this core play well together. Wherever you're at the end of this season, you can kind of figure out what the moves are then. But I don't think that should be the focus right now. Don't even think about where he's going to go in 2024. I mean, obviously, I want them to be thinking about everything, but the focus should be on.
Wait, I see. Lysandra has a strong opinion on this. We're going to bring her on real quick.
Yes.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm sitting, by the way. Hold on.
Yeah. Hey. Honestly, if we're not going to have Mitchell for very long, I think we should look at it to make a big trade and add another superstar to the team and go for the win. I know people are going to hate me for this, but maybe trade for Damian Lillard.
Oh boy! So you're chugging.
Except I ran. Oh, never mind. I just opened a new one.
I'm changing my vote to what Lysandra said.
No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with trading Garland. He's in his prime, and I feel like maybe sending him to Portland for Damian Lillard and maybe some picks or maybe a few other people on the team. And I mean, it's in the NBA, it's all about going hard or going home. So I mean, you're gonna pick up Mitchell, and what is it? I don't remember who said it on Twitter. They're talking about Mitchell being like a rental car. So if he's going to be a rental and we're leasing him out for 3 years or whatever, you might as well just build on that and go big.
Okay.
Changing my vote. She sold me.
All right, you've sold
Yes.
everyone, Lysandra. Thank you.
Thanks
We're
for the NBA feedback.
Yeah. Okay. We'll move on to statement number 2. Jordan, we're going to start with you on this one. Browns fans that think we need to add Dalvin Cook to the Browns are even more clueless than the hosts of the Dog Chug.
I think I got a sip on that one. My whole viewpoint on it is that if obviously contractual reasons you aren't going to get the man, but at another standpoint, we really don't have a backup running back. When you truthfully look at it, let's say week 1, knock on wood, but Nick Chubb goes down. Who you got? Who's your running back when you don't have him? That's the issue that I think that could really potentially hurt us. And so, and I think that, and like I've seen a lot of people say they don't want Zeke either, but it runs in that conversation of Chubb goes down. Who's your next running back? Who's your next two running backs?
Well,
So.
you try not to offend us by not insulting the host of the Dog Chug, but unfortunately, you insulted Ross's Cincinnati alum. Jordan.
Yeah, Jerome Ford's got it in the tank. He's ready. That offensive line is good. Any running back could go behind that offensive line. We're not worried.
I pray.
So Ross, you are.
So, I mean, it's hard to say that Browns fans can be any more clueless than us as Dog Chug hosts. That's where this question gets iffy. I kind of want to sip because there's no possible way they're more clueless than us. But if I'm going to put the Dog Chug in the hole of Browns fans as being clueless, I'm going to chug on this one. Because why would you want Dalvin Cook? Because he's a starting running back on like half the teams in the NFL. He's not going to be a backup running back. And fun fact, do you know who our starting running back is? Any answers? Nick fucking Chubb.
Nick fucking Chubb.
And all we want to do is talk about fucking backup running backs. If we're winning the whole fucking thing and winning the Super Bowl, Nick Chubb's healthy. So shut up and stop worrying about goddamn backup running backs, you nerds. I'm going at the nerds again.
Hey, man. I'm chugging on that. I'm chugging on that
We're
one.
not winning the Super Bowl without Nick Chubb. Sorry.
Wow. The fire coming from Ross. What's in that Miller Lite?
4.2% alcohol.
Ohio Brew, that's what's in it.
And low cal. Just to kind of build off of what they're saying. Like, first of all, I just want to say, like, backup running back. I watched the Steelers literally go through like 4 running backs, and then the 5th guy they had was able to be dominating too, because their offensive line used to be so good that it didn't matter, that whatever guy they pull off the street could be successful. And I'm hoping that's what the Cleveland Browns kind of have this year with the offense, with the receiving room and everything. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about backup running back. I think Jerome Ford's going to be great. And honestly, if we had to go pull someone that no one's ever heard of, I think he'd be just adequate enough to get things done. So I'm not too worried about it. You're insane if you think the Browns should add Dalvin Cook to this team. Even more insane than we are. So I'm chugging. Roger.
I'm spitting on that. They're the same people that thought Ezekiel Elliott should come here. Ross covered it. I'm chugging on Ross's. Nick fucking Chubb. But I spit because
Yeah, why'd you
there's
spit?
nobody more clueless than we are.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't argue with that, Roger.
There's some confusion there, but
It is our motto. We don't know shit.
right, exactly.
I do know for a fact that Dalvin Cook has better hearing than you have. For a fact. Wow, that was a Ross.
I'm officially, the state of Ohio, I am now officially handicapped with the hearing. So you're now officially making fun of a handicapped person, Andy.
A lot of times during the Dog Chug update scripts, there are curse words that Ross will go to effing or like he won't say. But man, he got spicy right there. He was saying fuck.
Unfiltered.
Probably why we're getting demonetized on YouTube, but who cares? We're having fun. All right, we're moving on to statement number 3. I think we all had a chance there. Ross, we're going to start with you. Over the last 10 seasons, this is a tough one. I apologize. We're getting a little nerdy here, but bear with me. Over the last 10 seasons, the Browns have thrown for an average of 3,874 passing yards. Only 2 of those seasons out of 10 did we throw for over 4,000 yards. 2018, that amazing year, we were at 42.61, and then back in 2013 with Pettin, we threw for 4,261 yards. So the statement I'm going to make is, if the Browns stay healthy on offense, they'll beat 2013 and they'll actually throw for over 4,400 yards. 4,400 yards. Rough.
I'm gonna spit and don't take it as a negative thing.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson with that RPO that Jordan was talking about and all the options he's gonna have. Like, if you're a running quarterback and you're gonna throw, it'll be really, really hard to get over 4,500 yards or 44. Getting slightly over 4,000 is possible. I mean, Deshaun Watson led the league in passing yards one year, but I think the way our team's set up with Nick Chubb and Deshaun being able to use his legs, Stefanski's going to design the offense around that. I think we will get more big chunk throwing plays, but I don't think it's going to be like multiple 300-yard throwing games from Deshaun, which is kind of how you get to that point. The only reason I kind of doubt my spit would be that one extra game could be the reason. Like being in 17 games, and Deshaun hasn't had one of those seasons yet with that one extra game, and that could be it. So, could he approach 400 or 4,000? Yeah, but 4,400, I don't see it.
Okay. Well, I am a homer. Make that very clear. And I think, I should mention this to Sherry, but everyone is downplaying Donovan Peoples-Jones, want to trade him, whatever. Man, if you watch the highlights out of the mini camps, he looks just like his route running has gone to a whole new level. You already have one of the best route runners in Cooper, and then Elijah Moore. I think he's just going to be doing crazy fun things. It's going to be super, super exciting. I'm buying that the Browns are going to be able to. I agree. He's going to be able to run a lot of cool runs, our quarterback. But I do think that the passing yards are going to be really, really fun to watch. So I think we're going to be disappointed if we're under 4,400 yards. So I'm chugging. But I am a homer, so don't worry about it. Roger.
I'm sipping because who the hell threw for four? How many quarterbacks did it take in 2013 to throw for 4,372 yards?
Brian Hoyer.
Pardon?
Brian Hoyer for most of that.
Hoyer threw most of that because they would have had him, huh? But that was Shanahan, right? In the system that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was. Oh my God.
Mike McDaniels.
It was
Right? Mike McDaniels and Kyle Shanahan were the main offensive coaches, I think.
But didn't
Kyle
he had all those little wide receivers? Wasn't not Pettin, who's the Farmer? Farmer was the guy that collected all these 5'9" guys that just did amazing. Our wide receiver room that year, no one had any respect for. And then when you looked at the careers those guys had, it was pretty impressive. So.
Yeah. I'm getting
One cat there.
He just whacked me in the back of the head.
I'm at the point with the Browns that I don't care if they stay healthy, don't stay healthy. I don't care if Kevin Stefanski has to go out there with his pretty boy salt and pepper beer and throw for 4,000 yards. You know what I mean? I'm done with excuses and healthy, not healthy. What worries me though is when you see fantasy football stats, like a guy like Kyle Murray threw for 492 yards because they were down by 3 scores, and all he did was throw the football, and I kind of think that's kind of, I can't remember the 2013 season. I was drunk on Edmund Fitzgerald, I'm sure. I don't know. I'm sipping. I don't give a shit. It's baseball season. How about that?
Okay. You heard it here first, folks. He doesn't give a shit. It's baseball season. We'll move on to statement number 4. Coming off a 13-4 season, the Minnesota Vikings are trading pretty much all their expensive good players. And the statement is, this is a good move for them to think long-term when they have their quarterback in place and put less emphasis on doing everything to win now when they realize they can't win with Kirk Cousins. I'm going to start this off. And yeah, I have no faith that Kirk Cousins can ever win. So I love what they're doing, actually, even though it's got to be horrible to witness it in Minnesota. They probably have a team that could be win a lot of games and then just do nothing when it comes to the playoffs. That would drive me crazy as a fan, actually. So I love thinking big picture. So I'm gonna check. Roger.
I'm chugging with you because it's what Sashi Brown did. What the 1 year he came in, we had a punter. That's all we had. He got rid of the punter and he got a bunch of picks for him. Who was the damn punter? Andy something.
I know you
He's
got
traded him to Miami, but Andy Lee, I think, was the punter's name.
a fourth round pick for a punch.
But I love it because they're just saying, yeah, Kirk Cousins ain't gonna win shit. Let's restock and let's rethink this and keep growing. Why pay guys to come here millions of dollars that are just there to collect a paycheck? What we went through year after year. I applaud it, and I'm chugging on it. Good for them. And
All right.
And fuck the Twins. How about that too?
Fuck this one. Justin.
Uh,
Gordon. God, sorry. I'm getting drunk. Yeah, so.
You're all good. Honestly, I think I got to chug with this one too. Kirk Cousins, not a winning quarterback, but they do have a winning team. I think if you were to throw, a top quarterback into that offense, they could go out and win you 12, 13 games. So,
They won 13 games last year with Kirk Cousins.
yeah, but it's about the big games. He can't win the big games. That's the issue.
All right. Ross.
I guess I'm gonna have to do the Roger and sip on it. Football's the one sport where you can kind of not worry about draft picks if you're winning. Like if you build that culture of winning and just promote that if you try hard, you'll get a few W's. Like there's so many games in the NFL where they're determined by a field goal or one score at the end of the game. So it's just kind of weird to think if the players start picking up on the fact that you're trying to lose and not giving them a roster to lose, it's not a good formula even when you do have the roster. So it's the one sport where just it seems like baseball and basketball are designed for tanking to benefit you, but there hasn't really been proof that tanking in the NFL works for you unless there's a generational quarterback in the top 5. So in their case, what are the Vikings going to do? They're going to not re-sign players but keep Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is going to keep you 500, and then you're just going to have just this really mid team that either doesn't make the playoffs or barely doesn't make the playoffs or makes the playoffs and loses. So I don't know. You could always have the freak thing happen where Kirk Cousins turns into Joe Flacco and wins a Super Bowl for 1 year. So I don't know. I just think football is the one sport where you can't bank on losing gets you this generational player. It definitely works in basketball. It kind of works in baseball. But I don't know. I don't know if I believe in that. Can you imagine
Sure,
being a football player and you're what's the average football career? It's
3.5 years.
2 seasons or less or something ridiculous. And then those 2 years you're on a team that's tanking and you're risking your career, you tear your ACL working your ass off. It's just a weird concept.
Yeah. It is. I agree with that, and respect to the sip there. So.
Maybe I should have spit. I don't feel like that was more of a spit response.
It did sound like you were.
I do it all the time, Ross.
But it makes the draft more exciting when you're picking number 16 instead of number 25
Right.
every single round.
What about when you're picking 77 for the first pick? Oof. Can't believe we have one more year. We got to deal with that. But all right, that is Spit Sip Chug. Now we're gonna bring Sandra back, and we're gonna talk a little NBA. Sandra, welcome back to the Dog Chug.
Hello.
That's Chuck.
Hello.
Yeah.
So, what are we talking about here?
Well, you took a lot of copious notes about the NBA Finals, and I know you have a lot of thoughts on it. And I kind of want to see if you can spin your analysis in a certain way. To me, I want to ask you a question. Is it possible what the Cavs are doing is sort of building to becoming maybe the next Denver Nuggets and having a really young, amazing core that just kind of grows together? I know, as you pointed out in past episodes, some of Denver's issues were injury related, but they just kept chipping away, and now they won it all. And I don't think they're. I think next year they've got to be the favorite, right?
Yeah, definitely. The Nuggets are pretty young, and as long as they can keep Murray and Jokic under contract, and they have the other younger players, I mean, I don't see why they couldn't dominate the Western Conference for the next few years. Um, as far as the Cavs, I think that the one thing that the Denver Nuggets do differently is they kind of, it seems like just over the years since I've been a Nuggets fan, is like they just get random players from like Europe and all over the world and just kind of bet on that when they're building their team. And I think they hit the jackpot with Jokic. I mean,
I
he
was
was
just gonna
drafted
say,
during a Taco Bell commercial. So, I think with the Cavs, it's just I feel like the small forward spot leaves a lot to be desired, and um I think JB probably has another year left to see if he can get it together. We probably won't have Mitchell that much longer, so I feel like the Cavs need to make some splashes in the offseason to keep themselves viable in the Eastern Conference. Like there's a lot going on in the East, and the Knicks kind of just came out of nowhere and kicked our asses. And that was very disappointing. I kind of got pissed off and threw my hands up at the Cavs at that point. Um, I feel like the Cavs were a better team, but the Knicks were able to just keep it together better. So the Cavs definitely need to make a splash in the offseason if they want to maybe keep my attention, and also if they want to be able to stay in like the top 5 in the East. So
Okay. Is it okay? So would you say it's more important that the Cavs find their small forwards, or should they address the depth? If you had to weigh one against the other,
I
what's more
mean,
important?
I feel like maybe they can kill two birds with one stone, and maybe address those issues with trades in between those spots. Like I right now, I haven't really kept up with the free agent market, but
Sure.
I do know that there are a few big names that kind of pop out. Let's see. They say Chris Middleton is in trade talks, Bruce Brown. Then I saw Dylan Brooks and I was like, that's a hell no, because I have feelings about that too. He just talks too much. Um, but I feel like those issues can be addressed by just kind of tweaking it with a few trades. Um, I just feel like the depth with the Cavs was definitely an issue. Um, it definitely showed in the Knicks series. They couldn't handle the spotlight of the Madison Square Garden, and I just feel like they just self-destructed. Like we've seen such great things from them all season, and then it all came apart in New York.
Yeah. No. It absolutely did. It was horrible. Um, what factor do you think the Knicks having a more experienced coach factored into that?
I think it. I feel like that was a huge factor. I was kind of disappointed in the fact that the Cavs are very young, and that's one thing that we talk about a lot is the Cavs are young. And I don't feel like JB got them mentally prepared. Like
Sure.
the Cavs, there is no doubt that they have the talent. I just feel like he didn't prepare them for the spotlight and the bright
Sure.
lights of New
Yeah.
York and that market. I mean, it's huge. I mean, Madison Square Garden in the playoffs in the NBA is legendary, and it was it was lit in there, and they just crumbled. And I know that, the players need to take accountability and perform when it counts, but, the coach is a coach for a reason, and I feel like the coach just didn't prepare them.
Sure. So when our general manager comes out and says like we're absolutely bringing our coach back next season, do you think that's a problem?
No, I think that the GM is like, all right, dude, the team crumbled this year. This next season is no excuses. So
Wouldn't wouldn't it wouldn't a coach want to come to Cleveland with all the young talent that you have? Like, isn't this a viable destination all of a sudden? Like, shouldn't the GM realize like he has options? I mean, he pulled that card like immediately and just said, "Nope, we're good. We love our coach."
you know, I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of things are said just to appease the media. But when it comes down to it, it's about wins, and so I think they're giving JB another year. He's not a bad coach, but at the same time, there are things that do need to be worked on. So I'm sure that was talked about behind closed doors. Like you need to get these guys ready on a mental level. They're there physically, but we need to work on, I would say, the depth of the bench, and I would say
Our
the mental
depth,
preparing.
yeah, our depth is horrible this year. Let me ask you another question. Mike Brown, I've watched this guy coach in Cleveland for so long. He's one of the worst coaches I've ever watched. And now he had an amazing year with. Sorry, where is he at now on the West?
Sacramento.
Sacramento. That's
I
it.
was like, it was one of those in Cali.
Uh, is Mike Brown actually a good coach? And I just hated him because
I think I think it's a little mixed, but I would have to say I would have to lean more on he was at the right place at the right time, and he just happened to have LeBron James fall in his
sure,
lap, and he was just like he took
sure.
that all the
So
way to the
can he
finals.
can he somehow get better that he could take a young team in Sacramento or
I definitely think that you can gain experience and knowledge by coaching one of the best players, one of the best ever. I'm sure that he learned from LeBron, and LeBron, I don't even think he would learn from him. He knows so much. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely think that Mike Brown took a lot from his time in Cleveland and maybe built on that, and maybe he improved. I mean, people change, happens.
sure. All right. So okay. So where do the Cavs go from here? You're saying we need to make a. Sounds like you're saying we need to make trades, but are you saying we need to make a major trade with like one of our four core guys at this point, or
Um,
are you talking less?
I love what we have in the front court. I love Jared Allen. I love Mobley. I love that. But I feel like our small forward and maybe even our shooting guard position and our bench just leaves a lot to be desired. And I feel like in order to, stay at the top in the East, that maybe a few tweaks need to happen in those particular positions.
Sure. We had, I believe, the third worst bench in the NBA. We had the worst bench out of all the teams that made the playoffs. Uh, how much would the Cavs be better if we had like a bench that was kind of in the middle?
I mean, we were already in the playoffs. Like, if we can actually build on the depth of the bench and get some better shooting guards and some more versatile small forwards, then I don't see why the Cavs can't take it to the Nuggets in the end. We got the talent. It's there. You just got to put it together. And, you know, a lot of teams in the league are putting together their talent. And I think that,
Let's see.
God, I lost my train of thought. But honestly, no. I mean, with all professional sports, um, a lot of it has to do with just getting it together at the right time. So when the playoffs come around, if you're not peaking at that time, then you're not making it to the end. Like, who would have thought that the Heat would have made it to the finals out of the
Right,
East?
we had
Let's be
Kevin
real
Love.
here, okay? The Heat, yes, they're well coached by Eric Spoelstra, but at the same time, you have to take into account that they were just peaking at the right time.
Yeah.
There's teams, if you could just get it together at the right time, and I mean that we could take that over into the Browns season. Like they could be great all season, but they can shit the bed when it comes time for the wild card.
Sure.
So
Wow. All right. Some awesome basketball discussion. I can't wait to keep it up.
I'm
Yeah,
parched,
we
so
bring her
you guys
on.
get to. I know I've been talking too much, so please, like,
Well, here.
I'm
here's
gonna
the
go
No.
chug here on the side.
You're gonna-
MC Lawrence said your basketball gold. Sherry just said your basketball gold.
And
What's it like in Denver? Can I ask her what's it like in Denver right now? We know what Cleveland was like, right? After a
Oh,
championship.
people just like to shoot each other downtown. Like, I honestly don't like to go downtown for anything. I'm going to
Really?
no, I really don't.
They're shooting
Okay,
each
so
other downtown?
last summer I went to see, my husband is a Dodgers fan because he was born in LA. And we go to the Rockies Dodgers, we hang out downtown, and we leave maybe an hour after we left from where we were. There was a shooting. Last night there was a shooting. New Year's Eve there was a shooting. Like, there's just, the crime
I'm
is
so
just.
disappointed.
I
I
am
figured everybody in Denver sitting around smoking bong hits, just like drinking coffee and chilling.
You know, you would think that.
Right. That's how I
Denver's really
picture Denver. I'm
changed. It used to
disappointed.
be that way. It used to be that way. I used to go to the 420 festival every
Yeah.
year and everything, and it's definitely
Fun.
changed over the years.
I'll take
But it's
Denver off my list.
Denver, yeah, I wouldn't go downtown. There's just a lot of, like, it. They make it look so pretty on TV, but it's, a lot of it is just,
all right,
there's a lot of
I guess-
homeless,
I
and
guess-
it's just very.
They're not going to ask. I'm not going to ask you to come do any come to Denver commercials anytime soon.
Go to the mountains and see.
Well, outside of that, everybody here is really excited about the Nuggets
Outside of the
winning.
shootings.
Yeah, I know, in the shootings. No, everybody's really excited about it. They're expecting over 500,000 people downtown tomorrow. I work from home, but my office is actually right in the middle of it all, and they're having a party where everybody can. They're inviting everybody to come to the office to have breakfast and then lunch, and then they're going to do a happy hour after. And I'm like, I'm not taking my ass downtown when there's going to be almost 1 million people down there. Like, downtown,
Yeah.
if you ever have a chance to come to downtown Denver, it's very small compared to downtown Cleveland. The streets are
That's
a lot more
ridiculous.
narrow. There's a lot more one-way streets. When we first came out here, my dad was like, "What the fuck is this?" So it just looks a lot smaller. Like,
It sounds like Canton.
it's a smaller downtown. It really is. I mean, it's growing a lot, but I don't know, man. Nothing beats the old skyline in my hometown. So maybe I'm biased.
Well, Sherry just said it would be a badge of honor to be shot in Cleveland, and I gotta say, Sherry, you better come up with a winning bet. Not a violent guy, but just come on, seriously. Anyway, I don't own the gun, but we're gonna move on to game because we always love to end the dog chugging game. Jordan, we're gonna get you involved. We're gonna bring Sherry back. It's gonna be a three-way game. Pete, Lysandra, Jordan, and Sherry. Sound fun?
What now? You kind of cut out. And it doesn't help that I have a little Rocky Mountain High.
Glad I'm not the only one.
All right. We're gonna play a little game between Sherry, Lysandra, and Jordan.
Oh, okay. We'll kick your ass. Okay, I got it now.
Jordan, I'm so drunk. All right, let's move it. Over. Here we go. We're gonna do a little Cavs trivia game. And Lysandra, you get to pick. Do you want questions A, do you want B, or do you want C?
I'm gonna go with C for C-Town.
Okay, you get question C. Jordan, do you want questions A or do you want B?
I'll go B.
All right. And Sherry, that leaves you with A. Okay. Now we're
Sure
gonna
does.
in reverse order, obviously, because that's what we do. These are all Cavs trivia questions. It's okay if you don't know them. Some of these are very tough. We're just going to see who is the best person amongst this group that knows the Cavs. Then you're probably going to win this because you know the Cavs probably better than Sherry. What would you say your Cav knowledge on a scale from 1 to 10 is at?
Wait, are we doing backward scale? Regular scale.
1 is like the worst. 10 is the best.
I'm a -1.
Well, Sherry, sometimes you're surprised, so I'm not gonna, you know, I'm gonna sleep on you. Lysandra, what's your Cavs knowledge on scale of 1 to 10?
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go into it here. I would have to say if it has to do with 80s Cavs,
Sure.
I'm like pretty up there.
Yep.
But then I moved to Denver in the early to mid 90s, and so that was kind of before the internet. So I kind of lost touch with my Cavs
Okay.
um, for probably a lot of the 90s,
You didn't
and then
miss anything.
LeBron got drafted, and then I started seeing them on TV a lot, and then the rest is history. So I would have to say 5 to a 6.
5 to a 6. Jordan, what would you put your scale at 1 to 10?
Well, with me just now turning 23, and it's pretty much just been LeBron era, I'd probably have to say about like a 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay. So Sandra, you should win this game, but let's see who wins this game.
Right.
It's gonna be
Awesome.
fun. All right. You're gonna get the first question. What team did the Cleveland Cavaliers defeat in the 2018 Eastern Conference Finals to advance to the NBA Finals?
The Toronto Raptors.
That is incorrect. Oh, Ross, can you do scores? Make sure you're.
Oh, I got it. Let me get some spreadsheet up.
All right. Lysandra got the first question wrong, so she's at 0. All right, Jordan, we're gonna move to you.
I blame the pot.
Who was the Cleveland Cavaliers head coach for the 2019/2020 season?
Of 2019 to when? What'd you say?
2019 season that became 2020.
That was the first year of JB, wasn't it?
That is correct. But who else was the head coach?
Who started the season as head coach?
Ooh. Was it Ty Lue still? Didn't we fire him mid-season?
It was not Ty Lue.
Oh.
Sandra, I feel like you're jumping a bit here.
I can't even say his name. Like, it's a guy with like, I don't know. I would have to see his face.
Oh.
He was
I
old.
know. Yes.
He's very old.
I said
Yeah.
gray. I'm thinking gray haired. I'm like, I can't think.
John
of him.
Bailey. Bailey?
Yeah, the Ohio State head coach, right?
Yes.
No, Michigan.
Oh, Michigan.
Wow.
Okay, Sherry.
What?
Oh, you're under a lot of pressure, but what team did the Cleveland Cavaliers come back from a 3-1 deficit to win an NBA championship in 2007?
If you get this wrong,
No, I know who it is because I was still in California, so it's Golden State Warriors.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Sherry's on the board. Ding, 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 ding. All right, shake it off. Sir. You can get this one right. You're gonna be tied with Sherry. You picked category C, right? Yes, you did. You picked Cavs. I remember. What season did the Cavs most recently finish with the worst record in the NBA? You have 14 minutes, and you're going to be disqualified.
you have 14 minutes to answer, sir.
14 minutes to get it.
Wait, is it me?
No, Alexander's still.
Oh, I was about to
14
say.
minutes and 40 seconds. She smoked a little bit of marijuana, so it's hard for her to connect things.
Is this question for me?
Yeah,
She's in a different time zone.
2014?
2014 is incorrect. It's 2019.
That's
Okay. Jordan, in the 2012 NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers selected Dion Waiters. What pick did they select him?
Oh,
He would have been 11. 12 maybe.
Yeah. Didn't he go 4?
Fourth, that is correct. You are tied for the lead with Jerry. Wow. This is a competitive game. Who would have thought Lysandra would be at last place? It's still a lot of game to be played. Let's see if she can come back. All right, Jerry. This is a tough one. I apologize.
Okay.
What pick did the Cleveland Cavaliers select LeBron James and Kyrie Irving with?
What pick?
Like, yeah.
Wasn't LeBron number 1?
I can't tell you that.
I don't know about Kyrie. I can't deal with anybody who's a flat earther, so he doesn't exist in my mind. So I'm just thinking about LeBron.
Okay.
And I'm going to say he was first.
Oh my God, Sherry, you were the one that said you were -1. You are 2-0.
No, look at that. I'll give you a check mark on that.
All right.
It's because you keep giving me R-word level questions.
What are you talking about? You picked A.
You're doing good.
Sandra, how old was the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Dan Gilbert, when he suffered a stroke?
He was. It happened this year, okay? Oh my God, you did. See, I told you I knew more 80s and more. Okay. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say 67 because that's a fucked up question.
So close. He was 57.
Oh, you missed it by 10 years.
All right, George.
Within 5 years.
Within 1 year, how old was Cavs broadcaster Fred McLeod when he died?
Wow.
59.
That is
Oh,
incorrect.
you should have won the
7.
Sounders.
You're so close. All right, Jerry. What line does Austin Carr famously yell when the Cavs block a shot? That starts with, "Get that weak."
So you got like 1 second for this one.
Get that weak.
Don't listen to him. You have 14 minutes. Obviously. All right, Jerry.
All right, she lost this.
I'm gonna have to buzz you on this one. Get that weak stuff.
Oh.
Out of here.
No,
Out
wait.
of
Cleveland Cavaliers.
It's that simple? It was that simple? Stop making me think about things.
Okay,
I told you to go with hockey questions.
you missed that one. I'm sorry, but you're still in the lead. Let's go on to Lysandra now. Name the 3 players the Cavs drafted in the second round in last year's draft.
Hey, one of them was Evan Mobley's brother. I'll give you that hint. You got 1 hint.
I didn't even know we drafted 3 players in the
Okay, I
second
was
round.
muted too. I was just asking why couldn't we play this game when we were sober? So,
This is dog chug, Lysandra, because you're on dog chug.
okay, I'm going to, first of all, before I give you my wrong answer, I know more about basketball in like a player's perspective, so I would have to say what Ross's answer was, and then I think Okoro
Wait,
was
what-
one,
What's Ross's answer?
Mobley's brother, and then Okoro.
Oh, sorry, Mobley's brother.
Well, I
What's,
gave you the hint. I didn't give you his first
That
name.
was like,
I'm not doing it. Like, did you see, sir?
you didn't get a phone a friend on that one.
Okay, yes, my friend is right here, so I can't even phone Sherry because she probably doesn't know. I don't know. Is Okoro
He's
one
right.
of them?
Okoro is not
No,
one.
last year,
Oh, that was 2 years ago.
Couple years ago.
Okoro's in the top 10.
Did you are you doing like edibles? Are you smoking? Like, or are you doing?
Sherry's beating you.
Yeah, I know. I've done it all, sir.
No, tonight you're doing it all.
Tonight.
lost.
Tonight.
Well, we'll just give her the loss on this one. It's okay.
I'm gonna
You don't
take
have
a-
any
All right,
right.
I'm going to give you the answer.
I don't watch the NBA draft. I'm going to be
It was,
honest with you. I watch the NFL draft like holiday. That's like the shit here.
It was
You're a Browns fan.
It was Khalifa Diop was the first player. Isaiah Mobley, that's who you're looking for, and then Luke Travers. Okay.
Are
George,
they even still on the bench?
I think
mean,
they're in like the
the G
yeah.
League.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Nikola Jokic was drafted in the second round. Okay.
right.
They
Yeah,
matter.
and I didn't know who the hell he was either because they don't play the fucking local games here.
Whoa! You're getting a little aggressive. Jordan, we're gonna move on to. Sorry for the mental abuse that's going on right now. But,
Hey, Andy, I told you. Don't get it riled up.
so the three players that the Cavs drafted in the second round in last year's draft, where did they play the previous season? I'm looking for country of origins or U.S. colleges.
I know Mobley played at USC.
Ding, ding, ding.
All right.
Biop, didn't he play at South Africa?
I need a. No, that is not correct.
Oh, okay. And then Travers, I don't know about Travers.
Travers was Australia and Diop was Senegal.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm giving him 0.3.
yeah, give him point two. Sherry, this is the
Oh,
What is
yes.
the name of Isaiah Mobley's older brother that was drafted with the first round pick, pick number 3?
It's such a nice name. I thought he was a nice Jewish boy. Evan?
Evan, that's correct. Holy shit, you're at 3 points. Wow. Now we still have plenty of game left, so don't get swayed.
Sandra's so mad at you.
She won't break my knees. She'll break Andy's.
It's anyone's game because this question is worth 5 points. Okay. This is the last question. What head coach did Mike Brown succeed during his first go around with the Cleveland Cavaliers? So essentially, I'm asking you, who was the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers before Mike Brown? During his first go.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember this.
You have 27 minutes.
Malone?
Oh,
You're not gonna like my answer.
actually, Malone is partially correct.
Yes. Yeah.
Malone took over
Yeah.
as the interim, but who is the head coach?
I would take. She gets the point for that one. I'd say. That's
Yeah.
pretty good to know that.
I'm giving her a point.
Can you come up
Before
with
she
who was
kicks your ass, Andy.
the head coach before Malone took over?
Oh my god, I don't remember. Okay, I keep picturing this guy in my head, and now I'm going to be looking for his face all over the internet. But I'm
Probably yelled at LeBron and got fired.
Yes, I know who you're talking about, and I can't. Fuck.
It's
think
not.
I-
It's not Freddie Kitchens.
I-
It's
I'm gonna
not
give you-
Freddie
I
Kitchens.
I know. I think in his playing days he played for the Sonics or something.
His first name was a name of one of the Beatles. And obviously, there's no coach that started with Ringo. So you got
Tom, Paul, George, and Ringo.
It's not Ringo.
I'm just gonna take my point with Malone because
Take your
I'm
point.
drawing a blank.
it was Paul Silas.
Fucking shit.
All right, George. What head coach succeeded Tyrone Lue as head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers? It's in your wheelhouse. You're a big fan of Tyrone Lue. When he stepped down, who took over?
Oh. Oh.
I don't remember this.
Couple
I
weeks.
did, oh. I don't know this one at all.
All right. Larry Drew. Larry Drew.
Nobody in Cleveland knew that.
Really? I
Feel bad.
didn't. Really?
That one.
These head coach questions are so hard. Unfortunately, Sherry, Lysandra did get points there, so she is in the lead. You're gonna have to pull this one out, and I understand these head coach questions are
Sandra
really
has 1
I
point.
feel like your questions are a little biased, sir.
Sherry picked A, and these are the questions that came.
I don't like C.
I picked A for assault and battery.
Pick C though. All right, Sherry. Let's find out who wins this team. I know these coach questions are hard. Who is the current coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Sandra's going to kick your ass, dude.
JB
JB
Bickerstaff.
Oh my God, Sherry wins again!
Wow.
Yes, Sherry. Wow. Take your bow.
4 for 5.
Wow.
He's our Cavaliers correspondent.
She's gonna be
Wow.
way fiercer than Karen Winfrey's gonna beat up Roger.
Get that hat.
Oh
Are
my
you
God.
making fun of my hat? It was free with my season
Your
ticket.
head looks so tiny.
I have
For
a
just
tiny hat.
$2,000 of season tickets, you get a free hat.
This is my $1,600 free hat.
Oh my
There's
God, that was-
thunder in Denver right now.
Thank you guys for participating in that game. That was so much fun. I honestly I had my money on Cherry, so I did win that bet. Thank God.
Well, you knew the questions.
No, I didn't know the question. I honestly thought Lysandra was going to pick A and she was going to win, but she picked
Yeah, but you. C
She's
was a
acting a
bad
lot like
category.
And then I thought Jordan was going to pick A, and then he picked B. I was just like, oh, what are you guys doing?
I don't know.
I don't- I mean, usually, like, the A for Andy, like, you should pick A. Like,
And you didn't even pick anything from like the 80s. I could have told you a few things about Craig
That's
Elo
not
or
true.
Hot Rod Williams or Larry Nance
It
or
was
Brad
the-
Doherty or Mark Price, but
There was the Austin Carr question, which is, like, a little bit before the 80s, but at least it was close.
he was a little before.
That was the one you got wrong, Sherry. Fine. Well, anyway, I'm so proud of you, Sherry. I'm so mad at you that you lost me $100, and my wife's gonna leave me. But hopefully, you're gonna make that up. I hope so. All right. Anyway, I think we're about done. Roger, do you have anything left to add? You look tired. You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm watching the baseball game. We're down 2-0. I'm feeling good over here. 2-0. Fifth inning.
Ross, anything?
Nothing crazy. I only placed a $1 bet on under 1.5 runs on that Pirates game, and one of the teams scored, so I lost the $1 bet. I did not bet the other 75 cents like I said I would.
I would have bet the over on that one based off how that game's been. It's been a slugger fest out in Chicago.
All right. Well, I want to thank our fantastic guest, Jordan. We can't wait to have you back on, provided your bet hits. And
Yes, thank you for having me, guys.
Ramirez's home run. Thanks to Lysandra for going against our mission statement of not educating our fans, but being so cool it doesn't matter. And thanks for pretending to lose to Sherry so she feels good. Thanks, Sherry, for dominating the trivia game and making the other two contestants look like fools. I can't wait till you're on Jeopardy. You're amazing at trivia. Also, I hope your bet pans out tomorrow, or else I'm going to be really even more mad at you. Thanks, co-hosts Ross and Roger, for being two of the best dudes a guy can chug with on a Wednesday night. And most of all, thanks for the fans for laughing along through our nonsense so our wives keep letting us do this. Chug on. And I just want to point out, you should tune in next week for a very special dog chug. And with that, I'm going to pretend I have beer in here. I'm out of beer.